Do rising temperatures change our work? Infernal Heat starts March 15th on DW. The race has long begun.
Later, when we look back, we recognize that, oh, that's the moment when everything changed.
It's all about dominance in the age of artificial intelligence.
In 5 years, AI is going to literally be in everything we do.
China, the US, or Europe? Who will control the technology that will shape the future of humanity?
We may only find out, what the harms and malign uses as a weapon against democracy were when it is too late.
Smart New World.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcoming Matan Slaughter to the show. Matan, you've been a guest on the show before. Appreciate you coming back on and joining us again in this new year. I think it's been a while since we've seen you back in 2023. But for those of you guys that have not, been introduced to basically Armadillo Home Warranty, Matan leads that company as the CEO, really as the founder. And so, Matan, you guys have really kind of changed the traditional role of a home warranty. And I don't want to steal any of your thunder, but tell us how, you guys are different from what everybody has heard of, home warranty. A lot of people turn the light bulb off in their head, but you guys have kind of changed that a little bit. Tell us how.
Yeah, well, Andrew, thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure to be here. We took the home warranty concept, and before we launched the business back in 2021, we looked at a lot of other home warranty products and what the experience for the homeowner was like and the landlord. And essentially, we did two really important things that changed the game or changed the customer experience, the homeowner experience. One, the service contract that stipulates what's covered and what's not covered was much simplified. 2 pages long, no longer a 15-page document, less exclusions, less fine print. As a homeowner or as a landlord, you know what you're getting up front, and that was a very important thing for us. Not to just talk the talk, but to actually have a product that delivers. And on the other side of it, we also added a feature which was really important. We let landlords and homeowners use their own technician. They are not forced to use our network of technicians. That creates a lot of flexibility, lets them get the service that they would like from a trusted company or individual that they're comfortable with. So those are the two biggest things, but the devil is in the detail, and there are a lot of other smaller things that we've implemented as well that we think makes the product much better.
Yeah, and full disclosure, everybody, we use Armadillo and advocate for them. I mean, they truly have changed the way landlords like me. We own a significant real estate portfolio. We manage our own properties, and so Matan, that was one of the ideas. As you guys are approaching the home warranty. How can a landlord use this product to their benefit in how they operate their portfolios?
Yeah, so we see an increasing number of landlords buying our product, and what we've learned through that process is how they use the product. And one of the biggest, most important things, especially for small scale landlords, these are individuals that own maybe less than 20 units. They don't have the economies of scale. They want to smooth out any volatility, any unwanted expense. So one way to use Armadillo is to smooth out those expenses, have a more predictable monthly cost for the home warranty, and then get coverage for whatever breaks down. The other way is a lot of them they use property management companies, or they have their own technicians or network of technicians. And if they do, they can use them, and we just reimburse them. We make it very simple. We reimburse digitally. There's no wait time. Those are the most common ways in which landlords use the product. And there are specifically some landlords that have properties all over the country, sometimes in different parts of the nation. They especially like the product because we have a network of technicians, so they can tap into that network and use it in different areas.
Yeah. So Matan, I know that there's different levels of service that people can participate in. It's a monthly fee. So if they get the best package that's out there, is it truly a service where a landlord can have a resident pick up the phone and you guys will dispatch a service technician out there to fix whatever it is? Or do you tell the landlord in advance, or is it in the service contract? Look, this isn't for like doorknobs and hinges and light switches and things like that. This is more for the more expensive things. How do you communicate what is covered and what is not covered, I guess, over to that the landlord or the resident who's ultimately going to be using the service?
Yeah, so on the communication side, we give the landlord the choice as to whether they want to communicate with us or if they want their tenant to communicate with us. We take over all the communications and take that hassle out of being a landlord and dealing with breakdowns. We send a number of automated emails, texts. When there is a service request, there are automated text messages that go out and explain what's covered and what's not covered. So it's about education. It's about repeating it. Up front with the landlords, when they talk to one of our Armadillo Home Pros, there's a declarations page similar to an insurance policy that covers exactly what's included in the product. Sometimes, a broken window, we'll get a phone call, my window is broken. No, that's not covered. That's not what we do. But that's what tells us to innovate and to continue to expand. And we've already created additional add-on coverages based on that input. External home generators is a perfect example of something that wasn't covered now is included. Yeah.
Where do you see the growth of the company in 2024? We were talking offline about 23 was a big year for you guys growth wise. In 2024, do you see it in the homeowner side or do you see it on the landlord side?
Both. We sell the product through different distribution channels. On the residential homeowner side, real estate is our biggest distribution channel today. We see that grew tremendously in 2023, and that was in a market that wasn't so sympathetic to home warranties.
Right.
And we think we're going to see a lot of growth this year. And then on the landlord side, we really started in early 2023. We partnered with a number of companies. One in particular, it's public, Turbo Tenant. It's an online platform for small scale landlords. And I don't mean to put a plug here for them, but it's been a great partnership. And we're going to see more of those coming live. We have a few that we just signed a commercial agreement with coming live early this year. So we're going to see a lot of growth on the landlord side as well.
I think it's a really smart idea, by the way, to use a kind of a property management software, intro into the landlord world. And I'll just tell you, from landlords and investors that are watching this program, I mean, it really is truly like the biggest piece of the puzzle when we were starting our business was finding a company to take those calls for those big systems that would go out instead of, and they really do. They take it from start to finish. Armadillo does. So in terms of scale, Matan, what, in your perspective, do you see this as a kind of a partnership that a landlord can use to help scale their own business?
100%. We see a lot of success with property management firms whose client base are smaller scale landlords. So it might be someone who owns 2 or 3 units. Those property management firms or the landlords can expand into new territories without worrying about getting all the technicians up front, building those relationships. We already have those relationships. We'll actually make introductions for them. We'll have them grow in that area. So from an operational perspective or from a scaling perspective, they can service more units in different territories if that's interesting. Yeah. And then on the cost side, we smooth out the costs. I think ultimately it's a really good product for smaller scale landlords. So as they become big, there is an economies of scale. We're very transparent, very upfront. If you have over 100 units, you probably know what's going to happen. You're going to have a few breakdowns, dishwashers. You could even estimate how many of those will happen. When it comes to the smaller landlords, we can help them take that step and grow to that next level. At some point, they'll graduate and they'll pass us, and that's okay. We're just happy to be a part of that journey.
Yeah, I think it's really great that you guys are out there. It's made a lot of people's lives a whole lot easier, not having to get in the middle of these big equipment trying to find somebody to come and service all that stuff. Do you have some of in the contract, do you have some of the requirements about, getting the air conditioning unit serviced and things like that before you guys will pay or anything?
Yeah, so we have this. There's a single paragraph that states what the exclusions and conditions are. It says, if it's covered by homeowners insurance, or in the case of a landlord insurance, it's not going to be covered by Armadillo. So it's secondary to insurance. Or if there is if it's an HVAC system and it's a commercial grade HVAC system that's used in a residential space, that's not covered. So, but that's all in a single paragraph up front. We do expect homeowners or landlords to take care of their stuff, but there's no big specific list of fine print or pre-existing exclusions that like you would find in a traditional home warranty product. I think it's more in the real estate space. When someone just bought a property, we might ask for the home inspection report. It depends on what the claim was and when it occurred. But if it's for an existing unit, we just don't see much of that.
Do you see most of the buyers on these warranties, by the way, Matan? Are they single family rentals, or are they apartment buildings that people, just blanket all the units with?
You know what? We have both. We have a few buildings now, smaller buildings. There's like 8-unit buildings, which makes sense, where there's no, super living in the property to take care of things. But the majority of it is single family homes. A lot of landlords that own multiple units. Maybe it's a duplex, triplex. We have a lot of those, but it's a lot of single family homes.
That's great. Well, Matan, obviously, thanks for joining us. How do people find Armadillo if they're interested in learning more about you guys? Where should they go?
Yeah. Well, if you're a landlord, go or property management company, go to www.armadillo.one, like the number 1, O-N-E. And in there, the top left, there are partner tabs. Go to the landlord tab at the top. It says landlords. Just click on the landlords page, and you'll be connected with one of our wonderful Armadillo Home Pros. They'll be able to build a custom program for your units, which is really awesome. And there's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of flexibility of how we do that. So yeah, our website is the best place to start.
That's awesome. Matan, thanks for coming. There has not been a lot of innovation in the home warranty space over the last 30 years. So you guys are a breath of fresh air in the market. So we're going to head to a quick commercial break. Matan, thanks again, and we'll see you guys in just a second.
Thank you, Andrew.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm welcoming Taylor Jones onto the show. Taylor owns a company called TechVestor. And if you guys haven't heard about this company, they operate some of the most luxurious Airbnbs nationally. I've been following Taylor. Welcome to the show. I've been following you for a while on Twitter, but I'm excited to hear the story of, how this company was born, how you got into this. I didn't want to steal your thunder, so I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of tee it up and tell us about it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. So we run a short-term rental investment firm, and we have accumulated over 140 short-term rentals in the past 2 years with our investor partners. And for us, bringing the opportunity to invest in short-term rentals to the masses was really what we wanted. It's a very operational heavy business. Not everybody understands how to buy it, how to renovate it, how to design it, how to talk to guests, how to get all that set up. And for us, we figured, hey, we'll do all the hard work so you can sit back and, enjoy ownership across a huge portfolio. And that's what we've built and are continuing to do with our investor partners.
So Taylor, did you have experience in, real estate investing or short-term rentals before TechVestor was born 2 years ago?
Yeah. So, had started there, on the personal side and, had done short-term rentals. And, two of our co-founders actually came from tech. So we took kind of that tech forward approach, and, we didn't actually start as a real estate company. Matter of fact, we actually started as a done for you tech company, a done for you service. And we wanted to help other people and other investors find their own short-term rental. Yeah. But like any good software program, the biggest issue with that is churn. And after somebody used the data and found the Airbnb they want and the location they want and the best opportunity, they would churn out, and that's not a great business long term. Yeah. So we quickly pivoted to, okay, how do we take this tech and find our own short-term rentals to scale a portfolio? And that's really what we did, is pivoted from a tech service, a tech company, and into real estate, where we actually own the assets and still leverage that data. So for us, it's been super powerful to take all these data inputs and continue to analyze. And now that we've scaled, we're taking not only third-party data, but also internal data, which just makes it even more stronger and even more successful as we scale and build a portfolio.
That's amazing. So Taylor, without giving away your secret sauce, and feel free to just not answer this question, but I mean, what are some of the inputs? What is the tech that you identify that helps you, bolt on 140 single-family short-term rentals in 2 years, which, by the way, is a huge feat for anybody that buys rental properties?
Yeah, really the tech is we're analyzing properties that hit the MLS across the country. So we're tracking over 280 markets currently that could be potential acquisitions, vacation markets across the country. And then we've actually pulled in, data comps from the short-term rental space with key partners such as AirDNA and Rabu, who are two of the largest data providers in this asset class. So as listings hit the market, we're underwriting them with revenue comps, occupancy comps, underwriting in real time. And, for us, we can underwrite over 100,000 short-term rentals a month in our software. Wow. What I tell people though is the software doesn't tell us what to buy, but it more or less tells us what not to buy. Yep. And, like for example, 96% of every listing that hits the market would not be a profitable cash flowing short-term rental. So for us, we just want to get rid of the 96% and focus on the 4 that has a chance to pencil to the yield that we would like for us and our investors. And that's ultimately what we're using that tech for, is it's pointing us in the right direction. Yep. I think with all the iBuying that's gone on the last few years, we realized you can't only rely on tech. Yeah. So that's where the human element comes in, and we isolate that 4% with, the acquisitions team to really figure out, okay, of these properties that the tech says could be good short-term rentals to buy, which ones are the best? Let's go re-underwrite, make sure everything is good in the assumptions, and pursue the ones that make sense.
That's a really smart, way to look at the model. What are some of the things that give you guys the green check mark? If you say no to 96, you say yes to 4. What are some of those data points that help you push a deal across the finish line?
Yeah, so first thing we're going to start with is regulation. So obviously, if it's not legal, you can't operate. There's no point in continuing forward. Second is potential outcome. If this is a break even at best, that's not great for us. Could be good for an individual investor who wants a vacation home or a ski in, ski out, or a place at the beach where they can rent it out and break even. That's great, but because we do have investor partners, they do want some level of acceptable return. So we do need to make sure that after regulation's been hit, that it does have the ability to hit that desired return profile that we're looking for. And then next, what we're going to dive into, and what we've really learned lately, is does it have a unique advantage in some way, shape, or form? with the rise in this asset class and inventory, you can't just put a 3-2 plain vinyl siding and fly over country up and expect to get, great bookings at this point. You need opportunities to stand out. And that's why if you've seen any of our listings, we have tons of great amenities such as, giant slides and pickleball courts, miniature golf, playgrounds, bowling, golf simulators, game room, etc. Really making it a fun group experience. We do tend to lean heavily towards, groups, families, for travelers, a lot of 4, 5, 6 bedroom properties. That's just really been the bread and butter of our portfolio and what we've seen that works across the U.S.
That's amazing. So some of the amenities that you just mentioned, I mean, if you guys have not, you should literally Google right now, Taylor's company, and look at some of the product that they put on the market. I mean, these are like one of my favorite houses that you have, I think, that I've looked at is the one that has the little, the kids can jump in the cars. And there's
yes.
It's Scottsdale. Is that where it's at?
Yeah, we've done like a little kids play neighborhood area, and they've got little houses. It's really just continuing to find inspiration and ideas and implement them into the portfolio.
How do you find vendors that can build that kind of stuff? Because it really is like you've got to go to the most creative part of somebody's brain and figure that out. Who can build all that?
Yeah, we have been very fortunate. We found a really good construction and design partner who has actually kind of specialized in short-term rental design and construction. And for us, it's been a lot of back and forth and growing with them. And once we've kind of found that really good company, they've just decided to expand kind of alongside us across the US. So it's been super powerful to have a really go-to reliable vendor that we know we can tap into for the construction, the amenities, and the design. Because there's just no way we could scale across 9 different states that we're in today without having some really good vendor partners for sure.
Man, absolutely. Because you have to, time is money, right? When you buy a piece of real estate, you've got to start working immediately because that product or that property is not generating any income. If it's not generating any income, then it's just costing you money. So you got to get it out there fast. What is the typical turnaround, and what is the investment generally on, some of your newer assets from close date to when it goes operational, and then how much money do you have deployed in something?
Yeah, so our target is always 6 to 10 weeks, and that's been the great thing about our construction partners. We're going in, renovating the physical real estate, so whether that's paint, LVP, anything necessary with the bathrooms, kitchens, the floor plan. Then it's getting the furniture delivered and coordinated and the amenities added. Most of these homes don't already come with playground sets in the backyard or pickleball courts or game rooms, but those are things that, you're going to add on the, short-term rental side to make it a good profitable short-term rental, in addition to renovating the physical real estate. So it's kind of a lot of overlapping factors. And then at the same time, coordinating furniture delivery. Obviously that's gotten a lot better lately, but some of those delays, could be 3-4 weeks. So if you're not timing up when the sectional is being delivered and the beds and the bed frames and all the stuff necessary to, get it rent ready, those are things that cost us time. And in our business, if you've got a property that generates a $400 average nightly rate, every day that you're not listed potentially costs you $400 in opportunity costs.
For sure.
So you nailed it on the head when you said time is money. It absolutely is in our business. A 2-week delay is worth tens of thousands of dollars in lost income that we could have had it rented on, Airbnb, VRBO, et cetera, with all the booking platforms. So those for us are just, crucial things, is moving efficiently. We're putting debt on all the properties. Luckily for us, we decided to be smart and conservative. We've done all long-term fixed rate debt. So our entire portfolio is either 10-year or 30-year fixed rate debt.
Nice.
As attractive as it was to take out, short-term, bridge and floating debt, we've just kind of seen what's happening with a lot of these other, real estate firms right now who kind of took that debt and they're, kind of in trouble right now. So for us, we've always had a conservative nature. We keep a healthy reserve, make sure that we can float the debt service on the properties. We never want to hand back the keys to these properties. These are great cash flowing ATM machines at the end of the day, little mini hospitality businesses. So we want to hold on to them for as long as we can, and then ultimately sell when it's right for both us and our partners.
Makes sense. Do you see you guys growing at the same pace with interest rates being as high as they are? Can you still?
It's definitely slowed down a little bit. It's still growth, which is, really what we want. But yeah, we ultimately can only grow as far as our capital is taking us. So definitely slow down from the peak a little bit, still pushing forward. And, because it is single family homes, it is truly a brick by brick business for sure.
Yeah, it is. Are you raising a fund at the moment, taking on new investors?
Yep. We currently have our fund open. So this is our second fund. Our first fund, was 2022. and we accumulated 81 assets in that fund. This fund, while being newer, we've already got over 50 assets in that one. We're continuing to push and raise money this year for the second fund, which is currently open.
That's awesome, man. So how does our audience, which is primarily made up of real estate investors, a lot of, people from all over the world watch the show, invest in United States-based real estate. How can people find you if they want to learn more about what you guys are doing?
Yeah, certainly. On the personal side, I put out a lot of information on social media, Twitter, or I guess formerly Twitter, X now, and LinkedIn, et cetera. But then also people can go to techvestor.com. People can request an invite. They could talk to any of the investor relations team members that we have. And we're pretty transparent. So if they want to see anything from historical performance, current assets, what things look like, future growth, what the most recent quarterly, performance looked like, people can definitely go through and, talk to one of our team members on the investor relations team and get all of that squared away for them.
That's great, Taylor. Thanks for being on the show. I've got so many more questions, but our 10-minute segments just go too fast. I mean, I want to jump into, tax considerations and cost segregation, all these things, but we've got to table it for next time. So thanks again. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a few minutes, everybody.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I have the privilege of welcoming a new guest onto the program, Dr. Ishnella Azad, who owns Five Rivers Commercial Real Estate Firm. They own $700 basically $1 million worth of retail residential real estate, 5.5 million square feet of real estate. But Dr. Azad, first of all, welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you on here. How does somebody that has a doctorate by their name pivot completely away from the medical field into commercial real estate?
Happenstance.
Yeah.
I needed to make money to go to medical school. I'm thinking, well, I grew up in residential family homes. My mom had about 60 here in Houston, Texas. So 11 years old forward, after school, we were doing chores at houses, mowing lawns, painting houses, you name it. Free labor, basically.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know that world. Let me try. Decided to start a small commercial real estate company with my father. He was an environmental engineer, Halliburton, and you have ups and downs in the economy. And he got tired of being swept away by just the economics that befell him time and then again. So we were like, okay, let's do something with the cash and see what we can create for ourselves and our family and see what happens. Well, I didn't realize it's a slow game. So I ended up taking out loans, going to medical school, going to, doing training in some neuropsychiatry at UCLA, Cedars, et cetera, in LA. And that was my life. I never thought I'd go back, except it was the little engine that could and slowly did. And by the time 2010, 11, 12 time frame comes around, we had about 60 million in assets. We had about 30 investors, friends, family, aunts, uncles, retirements. And I was like, oh, I got to take this seriously. I did not expect it to become something.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, so much for psychiatry. I'm going to jump into real estate. Not knowing that psychiatry was a perfect background to come to business and real estate. It has dovetailed so perfectly that I think it is the reason why I was then able to get in my Honda Civic, drive 2 weeks every month and learn property management for 2 years and, learn how to build a building through fire and flood, foundation to roofing system. Learn leasing, accounting, you name it. Because real estate is a relationship game. It is all about relationships.
It is.
And if you come with integrity, you come with honesty, transparency, and you are just a person who wants to connect with others and do the best for them, you got to create a win-win situation. And that is exactly, I could not have asked for a better training from medicine, learning how to think logically and rationally and problem solve. To then apply that problem solving, where's your pain point? How do we solve it? So that we create a win-win for both of us. And that's why we've been able to grow. In 2015-16, I saw how Wall Street decided as a herd mentality to move away from the flyover states, if you will, and go back to the coasts. They were terrified that Amazon was going to eat everybody's lunch.
Yeah.
It made no sense. The bigger cities, I myself get brown boxes all the time. But in your rural areas or your smaller towns, it's still a social experience. It's a relationship experience to want to go out and go and get, a snow cone and go get, lunch and go get a blouse and go to the movies. And so I don't think as humans and our need to relate to each other, we're ever going to get away from the brick and mortar experience.
I agree.
It's a fundamental part of who we are. We don't want to spend the whole day Saturday cooped up in a mall, which is why in the last 10, 15 years, they're going by the wayside. Most of them have become dinosaurs and they're doing poorly. and everybody in America thinks like, oh my God, retail's doing bad. No, shopping malls are.
Yeah.
But outdoor retail, where you pull up to an Academy or a Home Goods or Hobby Lobby or Best Buy or Burlington or Ross Dress for Less, they're doing gangbusters.
For sure.
Also, because we had the 2008 recession, we missed an entire developmental period of building. So landlords are particularly in a great space right now because there's no place for the big boxes to go. So when I started buying in this, I'm a contrarian. I'm going to go wherever, if people are running that direction, I'm going that way.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to make money. So when they started running for the coast, I ran to the Southeast because one, I'm Southern, I buy south of Mason-Dixon. I keep the money where the red states are because the economy and the juggernaut is important. I've got product in Memphis, in Nashville, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, because the work ethic, the passion for economy in those states is so amazing.
Yep.
So when I deployed, I was like, okay, I thought as a doctor, I was a specialist, neuropsychiatry, and I thought, okay, how can I be a specialist within commercial real estate? I can do one thing, and I can deploy on one thing, drill down, like my dad's a PhD, environmental, do one thing really well, deep dive it, so you become an expert at it. So what I and my company do is we buy outdoor retail shopping centers. We started with a little strip mall, and then we grew to a little community center, a grocery anchored center, a neighborhood center, a regional center, a power center. All different. They are just different because they get larger and larger, and so they have different names. And then whether they were class C or D when we started because they were older versus B versus A, that typically is the newness of the build. If it's brand new, it's typically an A because you also happen to have higher level building materials, right? So you spend more money building it. It's newer, class A. It also tends to be the developers will develop something and put it in like a posh part of town because it's brand new and shiny. So the rich are going to shop there. Class A, right?
Yeah.
So I got class A properties in upper middle class areas for risk mitigation purposes because it buffers any economic storm better than something else might. When I started 28 years ago, my investors were in their 50s. They're still with me. Now they're in their 80s.
Yeah.
I got their children who are in their 50s. I got their grandbabies who are now in their 20s and 30s with me in the summertime. I know that this generational wealth building model that has been my passion to create works because I've done it for dozens of families now.
Yep.
And I situate my properties that I buy so that I can help regular Americans become wealthy.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that as Americans, we have a right to own our own property, own where we live, own where we work, own where we shop. When I buy a property, I always go and I spend time in that local area. And I want to know, anybody here want to own where they shop?
Yeah.
I want people to become wealthy because if they can become wealthy through real estate, not rich can be taken away.
Yeah.
It's here to stay.
Smart.
Yep. And wealth buys you the ability to have freedom to do charity, freedom to do good work, freedom to follow your passion and your dreams.
For sure.
So that's what I do. I find investors. Thankfully, we do commercial retail because of this one thing. We are able to use leverage. You take some money, stretch it out, like you've done that through residential, right? So you take money, you stretch it out, you buy more, you make your money work for you.
Yep.
I think there's two things in life you can't make more of: time or land. So we borrow money from a finance, lender.
Yep.
It's now America's used to be you could put 5-10% down. Now we put down about 25 to 35% down in retail.
Yep. It's a lot more now.
We're not Europe yet. They're like at 50%.
Oh,
no leverage there. No leverage there.
No, not at all. Nobody wants to be participate in that in Europe.
No, it's so onerous. You got to have so much cash, and then by the time you're there, like you're not going to walk away from it.
No.
Right? Recourse, non-recourse don't matter because you got so much skin in the game. You trapped. So, so what we do is we will go and we'll bid, we'll land a project. I only do, think of me as like a specialist. I buy regional or power centers. So, and basically that's 200,000 square feet to 500,000 square feet.
Yep.
I buy anywhere from 10 to about 20 big box anchored tenants. You have your small inline mom and pops amongst those tenants. That's anywhere, big box anchor tenants is anywhere from 10,000 to about 25,000 square feet. So Home Goods, Target, Kohl's, Ross Dress for Less, etc.
Yep.
The rent, the dollars per square foot, it's about the same whether I'm going to be in Houston or I'm going to be in Nashville or I'm going to be in Atlanta, but the dirt's cheaper there. So I divested of everything from Houston in early 2010s.
Okay.
And I moved all our money out to the Southeast because
Wow.
my investors make a lot more cash there.
Isn't that something? Dr. Azad, we've got to run to a quick commercial break. I want to keep this conversation going though. So if everybody will give us a couple of minutes, we're going to run through a couple of commercials. We're going to come right back with Dr. Azad. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes, including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
All right, everybody, we're here with Dr. Azad. As a reminder, if you guys are just now tuning in, Dr. Azad owns a commercial real estate firm called Five Rivers, a retail-based investment firm. And Dr. Azad, before we cut off to a quick break on the last segment, You mentioned something that I thought was key, in that the Wall Street investment firms have fled back to the coasts, and you've doubled down on Middle America. And you also made a comment that real estate is a relationship business.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hilarious that, you know, you get new entrants into the field. And look, I've only been in real estate for, you know, the past 4 years, owning, you know, single family rental properties. You've been doing this a lot longer than I have. But I was watching as the iBuyers were purely buying things off of spreadsheets and off of some model that they built. And they missed the component that at the end of the day makes you successful in the real estate business. It doesn't matter what sector it's in, it's the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So it sounds like, you know, your background in psychology, you figured that out. I think you're in a really cool spot to get to invest in retail properties, because you also, you know, the relationship business, your tenants are the heartbeat of the country. They're, you know, the retail, the mom and pop business owners are your tenants. It's got to be a pretty cool position to be in as an owner of a firm like yours.
It feels, it makes my heart feel warm and good, because I'm an American true and true. I love my country. And when I drive, I've done probably 5 or 10 cross-country road trips. I like taking the little gray roads. And when I drive the highways, I see the generification of America. Everything kind of looks the same because it's all like the big box stuff. But when I get to be part of a center and I get to pick something, and I get to meet and create and draw in mom and pops that are local, that are regional, that create color and balance and personality to that center, whether it's in Slidell, Louisiana, or it's in Spring Hill, Tennessee, or
Yeah.
it's, you know, like, you get to create this village that's harmonious, beautifully balanced village that, when I was doing property management, I did every job in my company, so I would learn it from the inside out. My favorite thing just like when I was a psychiatrist, is to create this harmony where, like, it almost buzzes and sings happily, because economy, when you have something that's a really good economy, like in America, the American economy, you have this energy to it, a happiness, a joy, because everybody gets to feel fruitful and is working and doing well together. And that's the key, doing well together. Real estate is all about relationships. When you have a residential house, you want to see your tenants do well, right? When I have a commercial real estate building, I want to see my tenants do well because I want their customers to be happy. And it's good business, because if my customer, the tenant, is happy, they're going to renew. They're going to do 5-year option after 5-year option after 5-year option. My investors are going to do phenomenally well financially. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I think as we really focus on what works to build each other up from all aspects of the business, everybody gets to benefit in the abundance. Mm-hmm. My whole business model in creating long-term generational wealth for regular families has been that there is enough abundance for all of us. There's a beautiful African proverb that I love, and it says, to go fast, go alone. To go far, go together.
Love it.
That's what we do here at Five Rivers. We are very blessed. We just took down, everybody was like, you're not ready, you're not ready. I was like, oh yeah, we're ready. I was like, it's time to go big game hunting. We just took down, we had 15 institutional bidders that we outbid and we won against. A tiny little southern, real estate, family-owned small boutique shop just took down the largest outdoor shopping center in the entire state of Georgia.
Wow.
Busiest as well.
Good for you guys.
Thank you. We found out that this was the largest outdoor retail shopping center deal done in the entire United States in the last 3 years.
That's amazing. Well done. Well done.
And not because of us, because we banded together.
Yeah.
We have 510 investors now. You know, how do you take an elephant down one bite at a time? Well, that's going to take forever. So how about we all swarm at the same time, right?
That's great.
And we work together.
So how did you, when everybody was fleeing retail, real estate a few years ago, Amazon scared everybody, I guess. Was that your key to just run into it? Is when everybody else was dropping like flies? Did that tip you off like this is where I need to be?
Yeah, I'm a first responder at heart, and that comes from being a doctor as well, because I'm a contrarian. So when everybody's running that way, I'm like, oh, there's not many people over there. There could be some money to make over there. So I run that way. And I realized that we don't live, I mean, I love my iPad, I love my iPhone, I love, gadgets and data, but I need this. I need connection. I need to, see a friendly face and go out. Like what did we miss during COVID? We didn't have that connection with people.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that need for a relationship would disappear.
No.
And if it's not going to disappear into online sales, because that is capped at about anywhere from 16 to 18%, and it ain't going higher post-COVID.
Interesting.
So we want to shop. We want to go out. The last 4 products I've bought, probably the last 2 million square feet I've done, has been lifestyle centers. With Placer AI, I can track the cell phone data. I know from the pings where the heat signatures are. I know how long you're on my campus. I know
That's
where
amazing.
Right. So
Wow.
it's a mix. I love tech. So
that is really cool.
It's amazing. In the last 6 months, I opened up a new tech division. We do data centers now at 5 Rivers as well.
Wow.
So, but I love it because you can see, they go, you go get a blouse. You may not go in a recession. You're not going to go to Europe, but you're going to go out to dinner and buy a blouse, right?
100%.
And so you can see the connectedness. You go here, then you go to get an ice cream cone, then you go here.
Yeah.
You can see that real estate and economy is just the furtherance of human behavior and connectedness.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, we my wife and I went to a brand new Mexican restaurant here in town in a retail shopping center in Germantown. And it's a brand new restaurant. There was an hour wait. They don't take reservations. And what did we do? We walked across the street and we bought some stuff before we went to dinner. So it really is like that. It is coming back. It's not going away. And you guys are amazing for being so successful at it, basically. We've got a couple minutes left before the end. So you guys actually, are you still adding investors? Can people invest in the fund now?
Yeah, I think we made 70 investors in this last year alone.
Wow. Okay.
I probably would do about a new 100 investors every year and a half. We are growing. My goal is we're at 700 million in assets now. In 2 years, I plan on being in $1 billion, and then 5 billion in 5 years.
Wow. Okay. You got big goals to grow fast. What would be the minimum attachment for a new investor that somebody could? You mentioned that they need to be accredited, which makes sense. What is the investment?
An accredited investor is anybody that makes 200 individually, 300 married together, has $1 million in assets, notwithstanding their home. So it's ratcheted up a little bit and has some experience so that you can do your due diligence and you kind of know how to evaluate or ask some questions and evaluate.
Yeah.
So my lowest amount is like $50,000. So, and if you don't even have that, I'll teach you Legal Zoom. You go on in 2 hours, you've got an LLC, grab a few friends, everybody puts in like 20,000 a piece.
Oh,
boom.
cool. Yeah.
So everybody should get into investing and get those passive income streams coming in, right? Because that way you have freedom to do your own job, your own passion, your own dreams, and you're not constrained. Passive income is incredible because it's not only, it allows you to live your dreams, but it also is mostly tax-free because it's tax deferred.
Yep.
And because you can depreciate so much within real estate, specifically retail. because we do a cost segregation analysis when we buy a property. I figure out every single bit that we can start depreciating from the get-go.
Yep.
When I pay out my monthly distributions to all my investors, and they get their schedule. We have in-house accounting. We get their Schedule K1 to them. They can do TurboTax or give it to their CPA. Box number 2 usually has a negative number. So not only have you made distributions, mailbox money the whole year, I've usually been able to depreciate enough where you can offset your other passive positive income.
Yeah, I love depreciation. If you're a real estate investor, is one of the most powerful tools in the tax code that the IRS gives anybody. And I want to talk about that. Unfortunately, we've got Dr. Azad the next 2 shows, so we're gonna have to put that conversation on pause, basically, Dr. Azad. But you guys have heard me in the past. We've talked about cost segregation, depreciation. You guys are about to hear it from one of the biggest investors we've had on the show about how to deploy it. So we're going to talk about that our next episode. So Dr. Azad, thank you. This has been a great show. We appreciate you being around. And everybody, we're going to, in the show basically here. Thanks for joining us for today's show. We're here every single week on Thursday at 5 o'clock Central on the Now Media Network. On demand, we're over the air in a lot of major markets. We're on the radio nationally. So appreciate you guys tuning in as always every week. I'm Andrew Glisson, and we'll see you guys next week.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course. These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Hi, my name is Michelle Merhar. You may remember me from the morning news. I'd like to tell you how getting data and documents into action fast gives you a competitive edge. Digital-first thinking to manage document workflows efficiently are giving all organizations a competitive edge. In fact, digital document automation is an essential process, helping us to become more profitable and to compete. By making any process paperless with secure automation, decisions can be made efficiently, virtually from anywhere. You'll be able to find and share documents securely in seconds. Your staff will be empowered by making optimal use of every office hour. And by the way, the size of your organization doesn't matter. Precision Products has been helping organizations for more than 30 years with paper to digital processes. including scanning systems for any document to premises and cloud document management systems. We make it easy and scalable for your business process needs from the office or other locations, even mobile devices. Contact us to see how we can help your organization succeed. Contact Will Waterall direct at 713-446-5939 and visit us on the web at precisionproductsinc.com.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate